Beloved and holy friends, what a dear pleasure it is to have you here on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to find ourselves present and considering who it is we are becoming, how it is we become ourselves, what it is will be on the other side. Yesterday, we had a few conversations about all of the ways in which we envision the transformation of our species happening, amongst them being dental work, amongst them being genetic editing, amongst them being new novel peptides that we put inside and topically on our bodies. There will be brain-computer interfaces. There will be more and more novel experiences available for you to have. And you will become something else. You will become someone else. Every single time you experience something new, something about you will change too. Right? And I'm curious. I'm curious about that process. I'm curious about the fact that we change as much as we do, and yet something remains the same. Right? That you are technically yourself from day one. And yet you can become more yourself. There's the MeltMore line of like melt away what isn't you, right? And as you do, what remains? What remains when you have cleansed yourself of all of your brainwashing? What remains after you have seen the other side?
The observer.
The observer. That's all that remains? Just the seeing?
Yeah, I mean that's honestly been taught in so many lessons. I feel like that I've been in like
Multiple different schools of thought.
because during meditation teachings and trainings and stuff, that's the thing that they say is like shed away all of the extra layers that are not you and find what is you. That's what happens in meditation. You're like, oh, this part of me is always here throughout all of these seasons, throughout all of these things that are changing. There is a part of me that stays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the me that I want to make decisions from, not the me that's changing, not the me that's like attached to the anger towards a certain situation or not the me that's grieving here in this moment because love precedes grief, right? Like, not, I don't want to make decisions from a place that isn't me. That's how to be your authentic self, right? Making the decision from your highest self, the one that stays there.
I completely agree with you, especially as it relates to almost like them being polarities, right? There's the version of you that's completely in the emotional body, and then there's a version of you that's outside of that, observing, right? And then I'm thinking about yesterday, me and Joe watched a documentary yesterday talking about psychedelics. And one of the key points I think they were making, one of the almost informational systems that they were using to make the points they were making is a scale of chaos and order, right? And depending on where you find yourself on that scale, if you are completely ordered, you might as well be asleep, literally. On a brainwave level, the more ordered you become, the more closer you get to sleeping.
I saw those as like the NPCs, like the
Right.
people that are out there just that are
Just perpetuating their
executing
order.
their program. They
Right.
have a program that they must be boop doing human business. I am human doing human things.
Completely ordered. And it even says that it believes that society is more towards that sleeping state than it is the waking state, the chaos state.
Just a little
However,
bit.
you can get so chaotic, and I've said this even in stream, if you increase the amount of information, right, the chaos kind of thing that flows into your systems, you will literally dissociate from reality. You won't be able to feed your own face with food because you will be everything, right? You'll be the everything. Why would you concern yourself with feeding yourself when you already are everything, kind of thing? And like that's where I was like listening from when you were talking about the observer versus the emotional body, where I'm like, there's a spectrum there, right? It's not just one or the other. There's like a whole range. And they talk about
finding the sweet spot.
yeah, I was about to say, they talk about the point of criticality, like the critical point where the balance between order and chaos is just right. And then in that little sliver of experience, whole new novelty arises that otherwise wouldn't have been. We have Darren here.
Hey, Darren.
You have to probably...
Yeah.
Ramanosing. I love you.
Hugs, hugs, and hugs, and hugs.
I love you, Shao.
I love you too.
See you soon. Have a good day, my love. No, you. No, actually, you have a good day. Hey, big banana. Excuse me, mister. Excuse me. You're excused for having a username like that. Hello, y'all. Today is a very special day. Our peace lily that we grew from a couple of leaves is pushing out its first flower. Darren said that it took 6 years.
Wow.
Your peace lily. I think we have a peace lily, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. I didn't know they bloom.
Yeah, they bloom. This one's not bloomed in a minute. It bloomed like 4 things just recently. But yeah, this is a peace lily. It needs watered and it needs sun. It was a funeral peace lily, this one. Somebody was like, I don't want it. It's probably haunted. I'm like, I'll take it.
I'll take the funeral peace lily, Joe says.
Like, yeah, can you, I don't know. Yeah, to each their own. They're probably going through stuff because they were at a funeral, obviously. So the last thing they're probably thinking about is a plant, but...
Yeah, having something else to take care of now.
Congratulations on your peace lily blooming, Darren.
That's super cool, Darren.
I love seeing peace lily blooms. They have this like white cup. It's like it blooms kind of like a leaf, and it's just like this cup that's like holding like this little
sticky thingy?
Little nub.
Yeah. We call those types of flowers farkura in South Africa, I'm pretty sure. Farkura, yeah, like pig's ears. They're like a pig's ear.
Like a little pig's ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call them farkura.
And they have like this thick
yellow or white.
It's like spiky, like a spiky.
Like a little pine coney.
Kind of like a pine cone, yeah. Like a young pine cone.
No, I know. I don't think we have peace lilies back home, but I know how the flower is supposed to look. Yeah. Probably the same species as our farkura. Love you, Zhao. What's going on, my man? What's the topic for today? The topic for today is who you are becoming. That you are becoming someone. Or the other side of it is considering who you've always been. You know what I mean? Tamara Fox? You know what I mean? Who are you? I ask. Genuinely wondering. Are you who you think you are? Are you who you've always been? Are you who you are when you actually stop thinking you are something instead of what you are? All right? Very much so from this perspective of realizing that who I think I am is an extension of my reality. Yeah, I'm becoming him. Nice. All right, little by little we have to. And again, who you are is an extension of your reality, right? If I found myself in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, I would be a survivor. I would be a jungle man. I would be one with the plants. I would be walking barefoot, probably, right? Exploring that environment. But I'm not. I'm not in the jungle right now, so I'm not a survivor. And I'm not walking barefoot in the forests. I am still the same me that I've always been. I'd like to believe at the very least. I haven't changed much. I think. You see? Did you see me just think about it? That's the thing. That's where the sauce lies. Because as soon as you start thinking about who you are, then you're not who that is. Because you can't think. You cannot think yourself. You cannot. You are even more than your own mind can think it, right? And I feel like that's an interesting kind of experiment to run on yourself. The way I do it is through breath work and meditation, where I keep clearing my mind of thoughts over and over and over again, right? Until I start realizing that these thoughts are but transitory experiences, right? That my hopes and my dreams and my anger and dissatisfaction with things, my suffering in wanting for things to be differently, all of those things shape who I think I am, right? They cast a projection upon myself when I am that way. If I am angry at the political parties, right? Now I am an activist, and I should do something about it. I should go and vote local or run for run for sheriff myself or something. I don't even know if I can be sheriff. Maybe I should become sheriff. Maybe that's who I'm supposed to become. Right? Maybe that's who I'm supposed to become. And I think that's the thing where there are these infinities of slivers where if you really just focus on this line of thought, oh, I'm gonna become a sheriff, you will become someone else. You'll become who you need to be as one of those plants that are moving. When you move into little planty, let me see if I can assist you in growing upwards. I think gravity will probably have other ideas, but I helped. All right. I think I've introduced the stuff, right? The curiosity that I'm exploring today about how you exploring your curiosities can have you become someone completely different. All right. You ever think about that? You ever think about that? Bah. All right. I think it's interesting. I think I'll probably become multiple different people throughout my lifetime. I've already been, in a way, multiple different people. Did I miss some? The plant and animals know adaptation very well. That's true. That little plant's gonna be fine. I'm just trying to put it closer to the light. What's going on? Hey, I'm becoming. I am at every moment myself. And also, I am becoming more myself. It's a weird thing to consider. Yes, isn't it? All right. Especially since the yourself that you think you are has been inextricably shaped by where you are. All right. You, as you are, would be a different person completely if you were just growing up somewhere else. If you were growing up in South Africa your whole life, Sam, you would still be yourself as convincingly as you think you are right now, right? You'd still be the same Sam that you consider yourself to be right now, but you would be a different Sam, right? And my mind is really curious about how you would be different, in which ways we would be different. If we'd be different in any way whatsoever, right? There's a whole scientific kind of perspective on nurture versus nature, right? And how that shapes our personalities. Okay, Destiny's Child. Who's Destiny? Maybe all of us are Destiny's children, I think, in that way, technically. I'm gonna leave that up because insulting me isn't okay, and Melt needs to see what you're doing. Did you delete someone's comment? I think you might have deleted it anyway. The plant and animals know adaptation very well. True. Where did you get those clothes? From the toilet store? Got him! Yeah, actually. Toilets are us, they're called. They keep all of the normies out by making them think they only sell toilet stuff, but actually they sell clothing. That's how you've never seen someone dressed like me before in your life. Because I shop at the special Toilets Are Us. But you're supposed to say it, toilet or ah. It's fancy actually. It's fancy clothing. And that plant went down again. It's fine. It's fine. Where'd you get that comment from? An insult multi-pack. What's the next one? Something about broccoli. Next. Destiny's Child had a song called I'm a Survivor. And when you were talking about being a survivor, that's the reference. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, being a survivor. I don't think I've had to survive much. I've survived a little bit, right? I've like not eaten at the end of months because I didn't have any money to buy myself more food, but I don't really feel like I was surviving. I could have still, if I wanted to, find food somewhere. If I like asked, I could have asked. I could have just been like, hey, anybody, you have food tonight? I could eat food. I eat food sometimes. How about I eat food with you, please? But no. No, instead I was strong. Instead I was saying no. I was like, nah. Actually, that's not who I am. I'm not someone who asks for help. And guess what? That existence wasn't any better than the existence that does ask for help instead. Right? Wanting to be that version of myself. And if I really committed to the bit, right? If I continued that line of thinking, that way of existing, I probably would have been in a completely different space right now. And it's curious to me to think if it'd be any better than it is, today. Happy birthday, bro. Not my birthday yet, but it's my birthday month. So, yes, wish me happy birthday every day for the rest of the month. Thank you very much. My insults are classics. Don't worry, man. When we get you in the jiu-jitsu, you'll be surviving. You'll learn all about it. I'll jiu-jitsu you. I'll jiu-jitsu harder. Gets my ass whipped. Absolutely whipped. Why did you go Russian? Are you appropriating my country? Are you Russian? Vladivostok. Vladivostok. Love it from your mother. Vlad. Hey, Vlad. What's your name? Is your name actually Vladivostok? Are you actually Russian? In this space, we show up every day with an intention. The intention usually is to open a space where we can all find ourselves together. More often than not, you'll find that there is love being shared in this space. We'll reach out to one another. We'll let each other know when things are hard. We'll be there for each other in that way as well, right? Not everybody is happy right now, but somebody might be happy right now. Not everybody is having a bad time right now, but somebody might be having a bad time right now. And if, hear me out, all of us in this space can almost like raise the baseline, the collective baseline of experience, right? Where if I'm sad and you're happy, you can hold space for me to share things that I'm sad about. And if I'm happy and you're sad, then I can hold space for you. And in doing so, we can make this world just a little bit of a better place. Yes, I have Mr. or Mrs. Churchill. Or them, they, Churchill. Forbid that I'm bigot. Forbid it. I am Russian. My name is Alexander, but my friends called me Sasha. That's a big difference. How did you get Sasha from Alexander? I like both names though. Those are nice names. Welcome, friend. Thank you for joining us. But on today's topic, I feel like there are things in me that are the same that I've always been, but I've definitely changed who I am a lot in my life, so it's weird. I asked the pronouns first, insensitive. Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. My bad. Right, there is a duality there. I consider myself compassionate enough in the ways where I will, if I like, I've met people that are trans, right? And those people I respect, right? I'll use their preferred pronouns kind of thing. It's not a problem for me. It's like it takes very little effort from my side. It takes way more effort being trans, I can imagine, than it takes for me to, humor them. I don't know. Is that bigotry? Should I not say humor them? Should I say respect them? Respect them. I feel like I'm laying this on thick, like I'm joking, but I am being serious, unironically. But it is a matter of knowing, right? It's a matter of knowing. I think I show up for the most part of a sensitivity, at least. Alexander equals Sasha, like William is Bill in America. Nice. Sasha, like Alexander. Sasha. Sasha. Alexander. I've met a Bill, weirdly enough, in America that had the real name of William. We actually met him and we did a stream with him the other day even. It's okay, brother. Use whatever language you want. You're a loving guy. There's a lot of things to learn when it comes to these things. I have been deep in learning how all of this works. I think it is one of those things where the average person, never mind even the average American, but the average person has so much to deal with already, right? And a part of that documentary me and Joe watched yesterday is about how your reality, your experience of reality right now is a controlled hallucination, right? I don't know if you know this, but your eyes, when you look at things, scan a very small sliver of information, right? Your actual focus is like this big, and then you're looking at things, right? And you're scanning that information. And only upon scanning it is that stimulus, is that sensor actually inside of your brain. And yet when you look around you, there's all of this, right? Not just a spot of existence, there's all of this, which means that your brain is filling in the blanks. When you look away, all of this is hallucinated. It's not there. Not really. Not the way that you think they are, right? And only upon looking at them can they be more real in that way, right? So in that way, I feel like there's a lot to be said about us predicting, right? They talked a lot about how your controlled hallucination, hey Christy, is there to continue your existence, right? That it is like a prediction model. It predicts that that thing that it thinks is supposed to be there where it saw it last is still there. This dog is licking himself again. Right. Predictable. Predictable, I'll say. Right. And in that predictability, we find ourselves very comfortable and we can start to form an ego associated with that predictability, right? You can start becoming a person that lives in that predictable world. And then when we are faced with something that's unpredictable, right? Like someone potentially identifying as the opposite sex, right? That is not predictable. That's not something that we are used to knowing how to process, kind of thing, right? And in that way, like if you can understand why it is people are responding in the way that they are, maybe you can make it more predictable for them, right? Or you can just make it so that they don't get affected by it. Yesterday I saw a kid crash his electric scooter and I went to help him. That's nice, Christy. I feel very heavy today. You want to tell us about what's going on? It's the scooter moment, the thing that got you heavy. Did you continue with your braces situation? The most important part of remembering is that they're all people and we're just trying to live our lives and these people are literally being told that they don't exist. Yeah, that is kind of wild. I've never actually thought about it in so many words, combat journey, but it's true, right? Having your literal existence made out to be something that shouldn't be, right? Makes sense why there is so much sadness in that community as well. I predicted Oh, wow. Wow. Not a hard prediction to make, but I mean, accurate at the very least. What's going on, lady? We got Sue Yi joining us too. Hi, friend. You still here? Welcome. You're absolutely correct. It's also the pareidolia. That's when we see patterns like faces and random things. Our brain just loves to find familiar shapes everywhere. Exactly. That familiarity, right? We look for that which is familiar, predictable, because it ensures our survival. Your evolutionary function is to try and reduce the amount of unpredictability, the amount of surprises that you'll face in your life, to the least amount of surprise as possible, because surprises, in a nature sense, kills you, right? If I'm suddenly surprised by a lion jumping out of the bush, I die, right? You don't want that surprise. So my prediction models will continue to listen to crunching of leaves, or, right, I will force my prediction model to calm down by putting myself in an open field where I can see all around myself, right, kind of thing. Recognizing these patterns. He was bleeding everywhere, ripped pants, and I said, "Are your parents home?" He said no. I cleaned him up and told him I'll take him home. He only lived 3 minutes away from me. He was bleeding everywhere and in so much pain. I went back to his house in the evening to talk to his parents and explain what happened and that I didn't hurt him. I can't leave a kid on the side of the street bleeding. Well, I'm happy that you did that, Christy. I'm sorry that you feel a bit heavy for it. Do you feel heavy because of having helped? Or do you feel heavy because you couldn't do more to help? You know, I'm curious as to what your experience is like in hindsight now. I'm gonna try and drink half this coffee, and then I'm gonna ingest creatine and my vitamins. I was like, bang. More so because stranger danger. Ah. Yeah, I hear you. I definitely come from Africa, right? And in South Africa, there still is a general vibe of taking care of each other. General. Not like a real vibe, but a general vibe of taking care of each other. We can very much not rely on our government to take care of us, kind of thing. So we have to rely on each other to take care of one another. So in that way, it's more normal what you did there, I guess, than it would be here in the States, especially since you live in a more populated area, right? Are you related to Elon? Yep. Yep. Related only in the way that we both come from South Africa, right? And that's where the relation ends. Hey, Zoe. What you doing, Zoe? Hey, Zoe. What's happening? You want to go bye-bye? You want to go bye-bye? We can let you go bye-bye, but I'm not going to feed you right now. Come on. You want out? Hmm? Come on.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Zoe. You want to say hello to the friends first? Say hello. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know. Just say hello. I know you want to go bye-bye, but say hello first. Say hello. Come on. Step up here. Step up here. I'll put you back there. I will. I'll put you back there, but say hello. Say hello. Hello. You say hello. There you go. That's a good girl. You silly bird. Thanks, Joe. He thanked me so much for my kindness and stopping to help him. That's wholesome. Christy adding hope to the world. The kid's gonna grow up remembering that kindness of a stranger, indeed. If Zoe wants to go bye-bye, he doesn't have to say hello to us first. Go do burp stuff. No, he does. He needs to be trained. Always. Laughs at me. He's like, I'm older than you, bro. You're gonna train me. He's been training me good though. You know, and I'm 27, so boom. I'm turning 28 soon. If I can get trained, so can he, surely. Zoe. Are you stimming? Are you stimming? Are you just stimming over there? He does this thing where he'll like lick his beak kind of thing. It's like stimming. Come on. Come here. Come here. Noodle is laying in his action path as well, so he's like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't get off here. I can't get off here. Noodle is there. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Zoe? What you gonna do, Zoe? What you gonna do? Are you a good girl? Come on. Come here. Step up. Come on. Step up. If you step up, I'll get you cookies. Come on. Come on. He's like really fighting me. He's like, I don't want to go all the way over there. Come on. If you want to go bye-bye, you must come here. Come on. Visual and audio cues. You gotta do both. Because it was someone's kid, and in today's society, it's hard to trust a stranger. It's true. Is the village not a thing where you live? I have a basic level of trust in my neighbors, who are parents as well. Zoe, you're not gonna make it. If you want to go bye-bye, come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. Yeah, he's listening. Come on. Come on. Come on, Zoe. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Step up. Step up. Runs the other way again. If you want to go outside, you have to come and step up. Come on. Come on. He's trying to train me. He's like trying to train me. He's giving me cues and he's lifting his little foot. And he's like sitting on the edge of the couch. He's like, come on. This is where I want to get off. Come on. And I'm training him to let him know that he has to come to me. Let's see who wins, Zoe. Let's see who has the most patience. Hey, Zoe. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come step up here. You'll get cookies. Did you see him instantly come closer? Come on, I'll give you a cookie. Yeah. Yeah. Come here. Come here, step up. Come here. Come on, step up. Come on, I'll give you a cookie. Come on. There he goes. Yeah. You want a cookie? Let's go get you a cookie, Zoe. Let's go get you a cookie. You're such a good bird. Such a good birdie. Okay. Yeah, let's get you a cookie. You've already eaten all your vegetables. You've eaten your vegetables. So we can give you a cookie. Okay. Let's get you two. And then I'll do the one. I'll give you the one for treats. For tricks and treats. And I'll give you the other one too. Okay. Alright. Alright. You want to say bye-bye. And you want to give me a kiss. And you wanna do a spin? You wanna do a spin? Spinny spin. Wow! And you wanna give me a high five? Wait, give me a high five. Give me a high five. Good girl. Wow. Wow. Zoe. No, don't start eating them, you silly bird. Say bye-bye. Good girl. Okay. Let's go put you back. Yeah. You did it. Oh, there's another one of you. There's a bunch of blue and gold macaws on the TV actually right now. Good girl. Good girl, Zoe. Give me 1 second. I'm going to return some water to the universe. Back again. Man, it's kind of cold. Just a little bit. I think I've had a bit of coffee now. Maybe I'll take a few more sips before I try. Introduce more to my body. Why are we talking about Ben Shapiro? Do you know Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro? I know who Ben Shapiro is. I think I might have listened to some of his stuff like back in the day, like 2017. But I think since then, there's like a lot. Like I think I know of Matt Walsh, but I don't think I've listened to him at all. Oh yeah, I'm so close with my neighbors. I call Julie my little sister. I was a stranger, so I can see where the parents were concerned. And that's why I went back to talk to them. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, your child being bloody and beaten, and you being worried about who it is that helped him, seems a little bit contrived, but I do get what you mean. It's like it's still their kid, I guess. It's like he wasn't beaten, Melt. Good. Just bloody. Give me 1 second. I will now consume creatine. And 7 grams of creatine a day keeps my ATP producing. Yeah. ATP. I don't like it. Every single time, I don't like it. It's kind of like drinking sand. Melt, how do you know what drinking sand is like? Don't ask me questions you don't want the answer to. All right. And my vitamins too. Oh. Bottoms up and down the hatch. Give yourself magnesium. All right. Good question. Ben Shapiro, he's like the Sheldon Cooper of Fox News. I really love that. That's how I'll, when someone asks me, you know Ben Shapiro? I'm like, you're the Sheldon Cooper of Fox News? I bet as a person he'd be interesting to talk to if he had a personality outside of politics. His show is shooting from the hip. I'm pretty sure Ben Shapiro got hit. I'm getting goosebumps right now. My body is like, what did you just do to me? Why are all of these novel compounds suddenly contending for stomach space? You're fine, myself. I think I'm cold. It is 65 inside. I haven't really felt the need to make it not be 65. It's not that cold. It's comfortably cold. Especially if you're doing yoga. But I'm not doing yoga right now, so I'm gonna do something else. Where is it? In the room? Yep, found it. La 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 la. Oh. La 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 la. La. Yeah, I feel like my mind is vast. You ever have that experience Like your mind is bigger than you're used to it being. I've been having that experience with the supplements I've been taking. It's this experience of, imagine you've been creating in your workshop your whole life, right? And you know where all of your tools are and how to use them. And suddenly you have the same workshop, or you're still in the same workshop and you have all of the same tools, but it's suddenly like there's 17 more rooms in the workshop all around you that you haven't really ever felt the need to explore, for one, I guess, and for two, even knew existed. And now I'm like, and I shared with you friends over the last few days this momentum that I feel is underlying my conscious experience, whereas like I'm supposed to go and explore those rooms. I really do look forward to getting to apply myself very soon. I would love to work in the festival industry, but I'm probably going to have to work in AV here in the America side and then meet some people doing that. And then at some point, there will be the opportunity for me to move to different spaces. I'm sure if I just send these companies a message, I'd probably be able to do it too. The big thing is just the amount of space that there will be between me and those experiences. Like the Sheldon Cooper of Fox News, and the way that he has written to come off smart to dumb people. Ooh. Sam's also shooting from the hip. Yeah, maybe. I think it's better to not pay attention to any Fox News. All right, that's what I think, personally. I have watched a Fox News video or two in my lifetime, and every time it's just this matter of like, surely this is satire. Surely they're like they know that they're joking. Surely this is like a comedy show or something. Either that, or surely this is like alien TV. You know, surely this isn't our reality. This is just some funny, jokey. What's going on, man? You called and disappeared for sick, and it came back and got a hoodie on. Never seen you with one. Yeah, I'm not sick. I'm just stuffy, right? I've noticed actually a pattern of like sleeping with perfect clarity, right? Like my nose is open and I'm sleeping. I slept really well last night. Got a 91% recovery. My HRV is in the 60s. Nope. Yes, my HRV is in the 60s, which is good, right? My average is like 41. So I'm like feeling good, slept well. But then as soon as I wake up and I exit our room, and I don't know if it's the act of waking up or if it's the act of exiting our room, I'm instantly inundated by a stuffiness. And it is like we haven't had the AC running or the heat running for like the last 3 days because it's been around 16 degrees Celsius averaging. And it's just a little bit cool inside. I was getting goosebumps. So yeah, you get to see me in a hoodie. Man's cold sometimes. Sometimes man's cold. But if anybody asks you, have I ever admitted that I'm cold sometimes, you tell them no. Melt would never do such a thing. Never, forever, ever. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm really into debunking pseudoscience. I have another YouTube channel. Originally, it was just about me talking to AI. Now I am converting it to a debate page. Nice. Are you going to be debating with the AI? Are you going to ask it, you strongman this argument, and I'll strongman strongman this argument, and then you just have conversations with it? What's your format? I am exploring the rooms inside my mind. All of this yet unexpressed potential. Nancy is here with us as well. Hey, Nancy. Today's stream topic is about who you are becoming, Nancy. Do you have an answer to such a question? If I asked you, who are you becoming? Would you tell me that you already are? What do you mean, Melt? Who am I becoming? I already am, dude. I don't have to become anything. This is who it is. Or do you see it as something that excites you, this process of becoming? That's the way I see it, right? That there is so much yet that I don't know about myself. So much more room for me to grow. I really do hope, and it is a hope of mine, right? I hope that I can make a difference. Make a difference. Am I supposed to become someone that makes a difference? Or are you someone that makes a difference? Right? And I feel like there's a lot of room for interpretation in that for me, where the person that I want to become that makes a difference is someone that uses resources, uses skill, uses planning, uses collaboration to make the world a better place, right? And doing so with very tangible direction, tangible action path, right? In the way that you literally, for instance, let me make it very clear. I would love to create third spaces, right? So there's the space that is your work, there's the space that is your home, and then there is the space in between those two states of reality. And I would love to be able to create third spaces for people, even on the farm, right? On Magneta, I would love to turn that into a third space for people. The problem with that space is that it's so far out from the rest of civilization that it would never become financially viable to do so, right? I'll never earn a living making that a third space. However, if I wanted to make a living creating third spaces, right, you would have to do so in a populated area. And at the same time, you would have to create a space that people would actually want to spend time in, right? And doing that takes a lot of skill, takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of collaboration, and it does take a lot of resources as well, right? And then there is this awareness in me that unfortunately, as we age, as we get older, we become more attached to our egos and our own sense of well-being than we were at a young age. And there's this weird dichotomy of like the young version of me, if they had infinite resources, would use those infinite resources in probably infinitely creative ways. However, this version of me would use it in a finite amount of ways. And I'm worried, seriously, that the future version of me that I'll become will not use it in any way, would fall to the same pattern of hoarding and, you know, trying to maintain, instead of trying to improve. And I think there is something to be said in who it is we're becoming as well, right? I feel human beings are good at maintenance, but we're not very good at breaking things down to start all over again. There's a certain pain that comes with having to make flat for there to be a space to make something again. And then it comes back to the amount of resources that it'll take. Maybe I'll have to wait. Maybe if I keep buying myself robots, right, eventually something profit. You know what I mean? Let me see what your friends have shared now that I've opened the space with some curiosities. Originally, it was a podcast with just me and AI talking about topics. Now I'm gonna use me and AI to debunk pseudoscience. Nice. You can like go through the popular ones. I'm about to get my hair cut, and none of you can stop me. Something, convincing. Just a single hair done. Hopefully, we're riding the wave, Mel. I think that's what's happening, Nancy. I look forward to our continued growth. That's the way I say it. Get a mullet, Dan. You should get a mullet. Absolutely. Mullets are the coolest haircut. Get a buzz cut then. It's the space you're talking about, an occasional thing, or more like an intentional community. You know, the way I see it, Nancy, is that I would love for it to be an intentional community, right? The way that we have talked about in this space is likening it to a coffee shop, right? The same way that we come here together and we'll share coffees in the space with one another. I would love to create a space like that, right? And again, in order for me to run a coffee shop to any degree of success, I would need customers. I would need careful planning and knowing where I'm sourcing my beans from, and having an employee that knows how to work the espresso machine, right? And like that's just the most simple, just the most like rudimentary level of complexity when running a coffee shop. Never mind all of the other stuff. And then again, right, do I want to do that amount of work? I think it would be important for me to do so. It would be valuable to the community, all right? But again, that community will be one of its own. And you might create a coffee shop with the intention of creating a third space, and you might only attract customers that only want coffee, right? They don't want all of this community you're having. I just want my coffee. I'm tired. Give me coffee, please. Right? And again, maybe the vision that I have for the spaces I want to create are dependent on the state of reality we're in. Maybe there's a lot more that needs to happen before the world will be ready for what I want to make. Coffee shop vibes. I dig it. That is what I've wanted to do for so long. Maybe this thing is in desktop mode. Stop. Thank you. There we go. Sweet. Let me see. AI will tell you that a plant gets water from the air, but it won't explain the conditions required. Like the humidity. I'm sure you could ask, right? Depending on how well the plant is studied, it should have access to that information. Unless that plant is niche and it doesn't. That doesn't happen. No, you did. Coffee shop vibes. Darren, I don't use AI because I need it to intellectually hold my hand. I use it because I'm overburdened and I can depend on it for emotional supporting me and orienting my internal language. And I think if more people stopped expecting fish to climb trees, they could enjoy it for what it truly is. Are you from Cape Town? No. I am from South Africa though. So, same country, just not same city. Yeah. AI is a tool. It's not a tool that I use that much for my personal inquiries, right? If I have to like read down my list, there's like YouTube stuff, there is South Africa stuff, there's my immigration stuff because of my move. There is the Koreans. You know what? Yeah, okay, fine. I use it a fair bit. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a big lot. Yeah, it's still going. I'm trying to find the bottom of okay. Here's the list. That's since I came to America.
I don't use it that much. Okay, like I barely use it. There, barely. Every now and then, maybe I'll look at it a little bit. I'd like to visit South Africa one day, and South Africa would like you to visit, Christy. Seriously. I love South Africa. Cape Town is the best city in South Africa. I wouldn't argue with that, actually. Sorry, this is off note. I'm watching The Price is Right for background noise, and this dude is wearing a sparkly cowboy hat and is dressed fully in cowboy gear. He's freaking out, winning a Kia. Oh my goodness, I fucking just won a Kia! With his sparkly cowboy hat and cowboy gear. He's stoked about that Kia. You know, maybe he calls one of his bulls Kia. For sure, it's like, my assistant! Too much relying on the bots to do it. I'd like to visit Africa. I miss Bob Barker. Drew is fine. Don't get me wrong. I just, dude, go back to whose line is it anyway? Ashley Tyler doesn't belong behind the desk. She belongs on stage. Everyone go back. I don't like change. Change is the only constant, Sam. It's the one thing you'll know for sure will happen now. The last of the survivors. The Price is Right. You mean let's make a deal? And damn, spoilers. I'm watching this instead of let's make a deal since I have DVR. Nice. You get to record it. It's nice having you here. Thank you. Thank you for sharing in this space. This is live after all. I don't. You technically it's also recorded, so you don't even need DVR. But I think it's a little bit more engaging if you're here during the live. I can talk to you directly. The last of the survivors. How you doing, bro? That boar bristle brush. Joe uses it more than me. All right. Like this is the most under control I can hope to get my hair. All right. I put a bunch of mousse in it. And then I twirl them together, so they like lock each other into a state. The boar bristle brush makes my hair very floofy. All right. It adds like 40% of volume. It does, as you said, defrizz my hair, but it takes my hair from being frizzed up to being frizzed out. Change is the only constant. No, it's not. I've always been here to bitch about it. That's a constant too. No. Nope. I haven't heard you always bitching about it. Right? Especially when the change is good. Sam, I remember very, very clearly of you talking about your previous living space and how close it was to the train and how it was keeping you up at night. And I remember clearly how grateful you were for the change that is your new space. Boom. Boom, get checkmated, Sam. Fucking checkmated there. That's some positive change. You do like change. Boom. Boom. Get change liked. Boom. That's how it works. Have you ever buzzed your head down? And if not, I can't wait to see that face. Maybe one day it'll work, where I'll be hard melt. I'll be so hard with my buzz cut, you know, and my cauliflower ears. You know, maybe my skinhead tattoos. Oh yeah, you're right. It's let's make a deal. I'm not paying attention fully. I just saw the hat. You do like change. I never have, and I never will. And if you think you remember a moment I did, you don't. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? I'm pretty sure I just remembered the moment where you did. So get boom. Get absolutely bo boomies. Boom boom booms. Spring has finally arrived here. Yay! Prairie Wolf. We don't get spring. It goes from freezing to 20 degrees in a few days. We joke around here is that we get winter and then July. I'm not exactly going bald, but I'm a lot lighter up top than when I was young. So I'm enjoying it while I got it. And if it was up to me, I would just be bald. But I would look crazy. It is a big part of our human experience, it seems, combat journey. It's one of the human experiences that I've had so much attachment to. I grew up with a mom that's a hairdresser, right? So I have literally, since I can remember, have had her trying to make me perfect, right? She was literally plucking my eyebrows and stuff as a kid, all right? So in that way, I have my whole life been, I want to use the word trained, right? Trained to be hyper fixated on my physical appearance, right? And she would be vocal while she does this, right? And I'll be like, why? Why are you plucking my eyebrows? And she'd be like, because people will see it. People look at you, she goes. People see you, right? I was like, okay, all right. And then as I became an adult, right, I did carry some of that brainwashing, some of that teaching, let's call it, into my own life. And it got like affected by so many different things. It got affected by media and me watching stuff. It got affected by my uncles, all right, them being my mother's brothers, all right, knowing that I share DNA in that way with them, knowing that my grandpa before me on my mother's side went bald as well in his adult life, all right, and then taking all of these informational nodes and then, all right, trying to, in today's stream kind of consideration, reduce my surprise, right? And it's this weird, almost like stress of like, is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? It might still end up happening when I'm in my 40s. I think my hair is a little bit thinner, relatively speaking, to what it was when I was a teenager, but that's also to be expected. I feel the amount of mental effort we put into something so simple is the real question, right? I wish, and this is what I'm gonna do at one point in my life, that we were all just wearing headdresses, all right? We all just wear like super psychedelic hairdos. You're like, what are you talking about, Mel? Check. Let's see what I find if I search headdress. Yeah. I mean, most of these are Indian, which is still cool. I hope it's not cultural appropriation if we start doing headdresses. Yeah, this is the one I want. This is the one I want. There we go. I found the one. This is how I'm going to start dressing very soon. Yep. I'm going to have a headdress like that. Oh my goodness. Exactly like that one. Yep. Even to scale. My headdress is going to be at least half the size of me, if not the whole size. Unironically, I find that super cool. I'm not even joking. I really do think that's cool. I don't know if I would go that big, TBH. This is the only headdresses. Do they have exclusive headdress rights? The headdress that I want to start wearing. Oh my goodness. No way. No way. I want this to be AI, but it's probably not. You want to see Justin Trudeau in a headdress? That cracks me up. Oh, that's pretty funny, dude. That's pretty funny. Festival headdress. Still pretty Indian. Or Native American, I think is the culturally appropriate way of saying, right? All of them have a very similar vibe. I think it's because it looks good. I think the feathers have been done. Look at this guy. Yeah. He looks so happy. Look at him. Look at him. He's like having the time of his life. Boom. Can we just all start wearing headdresses? Can we just like, can we do that instead of having hair? I would love that. Oh my goodness, not trend. Yeah, prairie. I like me just like scrolling down, like, and then suddenly Justin Trudeau wearing a headdress, and I'm like, aren't you Canadian? Aren't you the furthest away from the people that's supposed to be wearing that stuff right now? All right, let me come back to chat. I got my first mosquito bites of the year here. Pretty sure spring is gone, but however, this is the annual reminder. Get your tube of Burt's Bees for your mosquito bites. It works. I think we do have some Burt's Bees mosquito bite, or well, it's lip balm, but still. Spring has finally arrived. Bless again. Not the mosquitoes. With whatever hair you have at 35, you get to keep. I did hair for 15 years too, like your mom. How about that? That's a cool synchronicity. Yeah. My mom studied to be a beautician and then had her own little salon for a while where she would wax and color people's hair and cut and dry. And then when we moved to Grobbersdal, that ended pretty much as well. That reminds me of techno. It works well. It works very well for poison oak and possibly poison ivy. I don't know. We have poison oak in the West Coast. Yeah, I got maybe some poison ivy. It might have been insect bites, but I'm not sure. I might not be allergic to poison ivy. I'm hoping. I still have hope. Bro, the mosquitoes in the PR are crack. My kids were swollen and now they have scars. Jeez. Burt's Bees helps for mosquito bites. Today I learned. It's probably the peppermint. That and I think lemon balm or something like that also helps. Eating peppers helps with hair growth. I didn't know that, but I do eat a fair bit of peppers too. There's some good to the way of thinking, but that seems a little interesting that affects you. There's some good to that way of thinking, but it seems like it's interesting. Yeah, I am actively dealing with those two sides of me. There's the one side of me that just wishes I didn't care, and then there's the other side of me that has been trained to care since I had consciousness, right? And today's stream topic is about becoming who you are, right? Am I someone who cares about my physical appearance? A little bit. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, right? However, I forget about it until I'm reminded again. All right, it is very much, and I think it has been different since I have Joe here in the space with me as well. Because if my mom and my sister looks at me, I don't really feel anything, you know. But when she looks at me, suddenly I do feel something. And then, you know, if she says, "Oh, your hair looks wild this morning," all right, I don't take it as like an insult. I just take it as like, "Oh yeah, I have hair, and I probably should make it less wild." There's some good. Love is true. Does it have citronella? I think people can be allergic to that because there's an African citronella soap I wanted to try way back, but my mom warned against it. This product's supposed to work great. Like citronella soap that you wash yourself with to keep the mosquitoes away. Could work. Christoph, I swear, I get you the peppermint Burt's Bees and rub it all over your mosquito bites. Take a picture and draw a circle around the area. Check back in 20 minutes. When you told me to get melted peppermint Burt's Bees, I thought you meant for his lips. You mean to say that would help with bites all the time? I don't think it contains citronella, no. The relief comes from the combination of peppermint oil and beeswax, I believe. Honestly, it's pretty magical to me. I haven't had many mosquito bites just yet. I think I've been getting bit by gnats. That's the thing I think is biting me. But hopefully the mosquitoes stay away too. I like the natural stuff. I'm all for it. You should buy several of those hairdressers. Yes. I'm not even joking. Combat Journey, I was being serious, dude. Like, I know I was kind of like, haha, I'm gonna wear a headdress now. I'm not joking. I'm just waiting for it to be technologically advanced, right? Ideally, if I wear a headdress, it shouldn't heat my scalp up. It should have tech built into it, right? Where I can change the color of my little headdress snakies, right? Do a Medusa, you know, have one of them talking. You know, if I get angry and I don't want to say something, I can have one of my little snakies go, "He's getting angry now. You should probably stop this line of thought." You know, exactly like that. And I can feel you being like, "He's joking again, isn't he?" No, no, I'm not. I'm just not there yet. It's gonna take me a couple of more years before my tech catches up with me. I'm all for it. Yes, Jovan. It's for bug bites. Buy the 4-pack and rip the label off the ones you plan to use on your body. I'm confused about the last bit, but yeah. We have one, I think, right now. You have enough Zoe feathers to make those headdresses. That's true. But no, the feathers are not technologically advanced. I'm here for melt and full-on drag. You know, you'll have to pay extra to see it, but I'm happy to share here. Nothing prevents Mosquatos from biting me. Everyone wants a shot of my green vampire blood. Fine, no, please. Fine, no, Trudeau, dude. The fact that he has headdress and blackface is too much. I think he's had a good time with it. Same Sam. I'm surprised I only got one here in Philly and nothing in PR. They tore my kids up. Jeez. The mosquitoes. Random, I know. But we're talking about style, and it made me think about it in Japan. They have a culture that they like to dress up and honor the culture of the California Mexican fashion. I mean, if you dress up in Mexican attire and you go to Mexico and you ask the average Mexican, are you offended by me dressed this way? They'll be like, no, you look great. I like it. But if you dress in that exact same way and you go and walk around in California, you'll probably have people be like, you were a monster. Stop culturally appropriating things or something. Try Tet Muzzle. It's a real product and it will prevent mosquito bites. It's from a really diseased area of West Africa where the mosquitoes are bad, bro. Dude, don't tell me about mosquitoes in Africa. I had malaria. I actually had malaria as a child. I'm still paying the consequences. I don't think I'm paying them as much anymore, but for like 9 years after having malaria, during that same annual refresh, I would get the same kind of symptoms just out of nowhere, even though I wasn't sick. Malaria was no joke. I fell asleep, and then as I was falling asleep, I put my hand under my pillow, but instead of it putting under my pillow, it got put outside of the mosquito net, right? So my hand was outside of the mosquito net. And I think I counted something like 37, might have been more, 37 mosquito bites. I had so many mosquito bites that I could literally not put my finger on any spot of my hand without touching mosquito bites, right? They were like on the sides of my fingers and stuff. I woke up wanting to put my hand in a food disposer, right? Like I was like, this is hell. I have woken up to hell, right? Just like the amount of itching. Oh my goodness. And then I got malaria. On top of it, I was like, oh, yeah, of course. I have some malaria as a 12-year-old, I think. Not a vibe. Can confirm. Mosquitoes in Africa are no joke. Native name is from my walking eagle. So full of shit, he can't walk. Canadian joke. Nice. My husband works in the cosmetic field. He has more girlfriends than I do. I have more guy friends. It's ironic. It sounds funny. I make friends better with dudes. I know. I don't know why that is. Other ladies just seem to have a low tolerance for me and my shit. I think it's like men are used to a little bit of combative energy, right? Women usually fight if the combative energy comes. Like me and Christian have been combative our whole relationship with each other, right? Like there's a pushing of each other, but we got one time we got close to fist fighting each other one time, but not actually, right? We only got to the point of where the next step could be fist fighting, but we didn't fist fight. You know, both of us confirmed, oh, I don't think we want to do that. I care about my appearance. It's about self-care, not being bougie or conceited, just about keeping up with yourself. Exactly. I completely agree with this. Self-respect. Well, it's definitely good to care about what you look like. If not, you'll be walking around with shit on your ass for people to see. The important part is to remember it's all made up. Yeah, Who do you want to be, kind of thing, right? Realize it's all made up, and then play your part. My sisters even said girls hate you. They do. I get along better with guys, humor, and hobbies. I care more now that I'm a boy mom, Christy. I honestly think it's my job to exemplify softness and femininity to my boy so he knows what it looks like when he grows up. Big responsibility, I can imagine, Sam. I do have girlfriends, don't get me wrong. I'm very feminine with my looks, but my personality is very masculine. I don't talk about it too often here. While I have feminine presentation, and I'm fine with that, my dude side is very dominant when it comes to my speech and my behavior. All of us are these two extremes walking as a human being, right? There's the part of you that's unchanged, the part of you that remains unchanged, and then there's the part of you that is change, that is emotion, that is the way you dress, that is the way you do your hair, like, and that is the feminine expression, right? And having some softness in that doesn't make you a soft person. It just means that you have awareness. Also puts other ladies off, doesn't it? I never felt so blah before we went to Paris. Again, it's the fashion capital. I'm like, I need to get changed. Oh, that sounds scary. Holy mother of God. The mosquitoes. Yeah. It was like legit, thinking back to it, one of my worst moments in my life. Right? I was like, this is rough. I hate this. I think that's where my deep, visceral hatred for mosquitoes came from. I think it was that moment. I think after that, it was personal. Right? Before that, it was like, oh, I got mosquito bitten. After that, it's like, oh yeah, I'll kill your entire species. I'm sorry. Not kill. Genetically modify your entire species to consume all of their calories in their larval state, so that when they become adults, the only thing that they are occupied with is procreation, not drinking blood. Yes. Conspiring. Holy mother. Dude. Christy, believe me, I still am horrified in hindsight. Appearance reflects self-awareness. Hygiene isn't just aesthetic, it impacts others' health. Looking put together signals care and awareness. I love that. Me and Joe actually had a conversation this morning about how me and her being into space is commingling our biomes, right? Our skin biome, our gut biome, our hair biome. Like us being together in the space like this is changing both of us, right, on a biological level. So in that way, having that awareness pushes you towards maintaining, right, health. I like that perspective. French fashion is very capsule wardrobe based, it seems. As a bigger girl, that sort of style intimidates me. I need layers. Capsule wardrobe, like skin fitting. I don't know what capsule wardrobe means. I let my hair go wild and get long, but I keep it clean. I've never seen what you look like, Darren, but I'm sure you're a beautiful friend. Nudging, nudging. Love is true. Yes, Joe, I agree. I have a saying, no matter what, just smile, brush your teeth, and smell good. Yeah. But if you can get those down, you'll be fine for the most part. I like North American attitude towards fashion. Nobody gives a shit if you go to the corner store somewhat disheveled. That's true as well, but it also depends on which part of America you find yourself in, I've heard, Prairie. Where, depending on what space you're in, people might care. I've heard that the Midwesterners in general are seen as more fun-loving people because they don't care about fashion as much, as opposed to people in the like big cities, right, might judge you a little bit. I can't trust a person with a sticky keyboard. I can't trust a person who smells like armpits. You gotta go wash your ass if you must, or else you get funky, says Deltron, the funky Homo sapien. This is awful. I bought my son to play at a bounce house when he was 2. I walked by someone and I said, oh my goodness, what is that smell? Sorry, TMI, it smells like rotten fish. It was a woman, jeez. Yeah, that's like not seeing water for weeks, you know. I don't think, and I'm dead serious when I say this, including my festival time, I've gone more than 2 days not having showered. in my lifetime. I'm dead serious. My mom would sometimes let us have what she would call a farki aunt, like a big night, but she'd allow us one farki night. And then after that night, she was like, yesterday was farki aunt, tonight you're getting bathed again, right? So even as a child, I've had a very consistent cadence, once a day cadence. I really enjoy showering. That's the other part of it. So I don't get the part where people are like unwilling to go there. For Katie, I don't know what that means, the one. But thank you for joining us. It was so bad. I don't know what capsule wardrobe means. It means you have a small wardrobe of simple, basic pieces that you can swap around and use to create a bunch of different looks. I do like that kind of dressing as well. Like lots of cardigans. Christy, love is true. It was bad. What's the bacon? Roll. What in the bacon roll is that? Talking about me? As someone who smells like armpits regularly, I fucking tried, fam. I wash every night, but the pit bacteria is bioweapons grade and won't be tamed. There's things, right? There are things. Baking soda and vinegar could be the natural way. But you also get like brands like, Carpe, I think, is a popular one in America, that formulate. They formulate things. You can use formula. And sometimes these formulas help. But it is, again, an expenditure. I think it's like, if you buy them single pieces, they're like $20 a freaking thing. And for what it's worth, Sam, I did hug you, dear friend. Not to make it weird, but you didn't stink to me. And I would be honest, whether you believe me or not. I would let you know. I'm autistic like that. Have you tried medical grade deodorant? Yep. Like Carpe, I think, is like a medical grade kind of antiperspirant / deodorant. It literally blocks your little sweat glands so that they can't sweat, so that you cannot stink, kind of thing. Forgot the name of it. Peroxide works as well, true. Yeah, I get not wanting to shower because my 3 feet of hair is a bitch to control once it gets wet. Gremlin style. I do enjoy body showers though. It is true. I have watched Jo painstakingly put her hair up every single time she takes a shower. Wash my hair like once a week, I feel ya. No, of course not. I'm just participating in this breathwork exercise. All right. And I breathwork exercise so hard that my breath turns into a thin vapor. Yes. And that thin vapor I then blow out. And that's exactly what happened just now. The one. Yes. And then I just do body showers. I had to stop using deodorant. It was clogging my pores and creating painful issues. Yeah. That's the other side of it, where you might be a sensitive individual to these things as well. Being a body, same sound, that stuff can kick rocks. There you go. Darren also knows. Yeah, I went and did some research. Apparently the aluminum, in the 60s, they were trying to create or looking for a correlation between aluminum and Alzheimer's, where we know that in Alzheimer's patients, there seems to be a increased concentration of aluminum in those brain cells. However, what we don't know if it's causational or correlational, right? Where if you have Alzheimer's and that brain damage is occurring, your brain's ability to filter out aluminum might be reducing, or maybe it's depositing aluminum because of its broken state, or if it's because of the actual aluminum. The amount of stuff that you get, putting that on your body, should be like 0.0027% of the actual volume, which is so negligible that you get more of it drinking water and eating like ground vegetables. However, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I think if you're gonna have a day where you're gonna be outside and it's gonna be hot and you're gonna be around people and you're gonna go into a car and out of a car, like close quarters, then there might be a case to be made for using that stuff. But to the day, right, just make sure that you shower every day, right? Like wash the sweat off kind of thing. How much can we really do? How much can we expect of ourselves? Can we love ourselves? Right? Instead of wondering about who we are, about who it is we become, can we love that person we become? Can we realize that in order for us to love that person that we become, we have to love the person that we are today, right now? Take your gremlin mane to a salon and get it washed there. It's a nice experience to have someone else do it for you and pamper you a bit. It's true, but the last, I think, haircut that Joe went for was something like $120. Where it might be nice to get pampered a little bit. But these people might ask you a lot in return. She does have a pretty nice hair wash routine as well. We do use like salon grade shampoo and conditioner in our shower as well, which is nice, right? You might end up actually getting worse shampoo from the average barber. So yeah, current affairs, May 1st, 2026. The current affairs are as such. We are becoming ourselves. We have been ourselves the whole time, and we have been becoming ourselves the whole time. And after 10, 20, 50, 500, 1,000 years have passed, we'll still be ourselves, but we'll be completely different, I'm sure. Very different indeed. And I find that fascinating, Hoopy. It's one of the most beautiful parts of my human experience is that it continues to change. Just change upon change upon change. Nothing ever remains the same, and I love it. I love it. I never get to be bored. No, no sir. As soon as I get bored, I'll find a reason not to be. Bet your ass. I don't do boredom. Boredom is good for you, I think, as well. That's the other side of it, right? But I use boredom as a means to go and get not bored. And I sit in my boredom and I'm like, I could do this instead of being bored. And then I go and do that. And then I sit in my boredom. And then I go, I could do that instead of being bored. And then I do it. And then I sit in boredom. And then before I know it, because of how bored I was, there's nothing that bores me anymore. And then I get to start all over again. You're like, what? Yes! You ever get bored by having to wash dishes? After you wash the dishes, there's no more being bored by washing the dishes because they're done. How fun. Sam, you're right. A good shower and conditioner, scalp massage is wonderful. If we stop using aluminum deodorant, what are the benefits? I couldn't tell you. Aluminum deodorant or antiperspirant, the way that it works is by reacting with your sweat in your sweat gland to create like a small little gel plug that stuffs that thing, that stops it from sweating. And your body is so intelligent that it detects that. It can detect that this is not producing sweat anymore. So it then outregulates the, what's the word I'm looking for? The act, the job of sweating to other sweat cells on other parts of your body. All right. Unfortunately, our armpits are usually kind of like closed up and attached to our bodies the whole time. So stopping the sweat right here means that the sweat literally has less time to get all funky bobunky, right? They'll still sweat in other parts, maybe like on your forehead or on your lower back, but at least there's not skin on skin creating a little pocket for bacteria to grow, right? That's kind of the use case. That's why we've been using it since the 1900s. I think 1904 was the first time that aluminum-based deodorant or antiperspirants came on the scene. So it's been 120 plus years of us having access to that technology. The potential benefits, if there are benefits of discontinuing to use aluminum, is the peace of mind at most, I think, that you can have in not having to worry about it. More than that, who am I to say? Right? I actually had a whole conversation with GPT about it where I was like, bro, give me the facts. And it goes, from the biohacker slash long-term longevity perspective, you could potentially downregulate the level of cortisol you experience, the stress, right, from thinking you stink and other people think you stink, by using this product, right? And in that way, we know for a fact, for a sure fact, that increased stress and increased cortisol consistently does in fact reduce your longevity. It kills you, right? It's not good for you. Stop being so stressed, right? You might tell yourself, oh, it's good. It's good that I'm stressed because I'm stressing for the right reasons. Stop. Take a breath. Clench your fists. Imagine that as the stress you're holding on to, and then release it. Wiggle your fingers a bit. Put your palms together. Take another breath. My haircut is complete. Send a photo. Time for my bass lesson. First haircut, then bass lesson. This man is having the time of his life right now. So much a human experience. I'm not a personal shaman. I think everyone is a shaman in one way or another, right? You could also be a guide, probably in some experience, whether you know it or not. You always guide yourself forward, after all. Now it's time for a bass lesson. Schwack, schwack. For me, the benefits was no longer dealing with grapefruit-sized cysts under my arm, making me question the reason for my entire existence. But it could be different for you. Yeah, that's also the other side. Some people do have allergic reactions and their skins are not happy about it, especially with sensitive skin. Yeah, Sundays I usually get my hair washed and blown. Mondays I usually get my hair dressed and blown. That sounds like a good ass time, Sam. I haven't had my hair touched by a pro since like 2014, when my ex's mom accidentally gave me a pixie cut, bish cut off 20-some years of DNA that I'd acquired. Yeah. She had like long hair the way she has right now, and then she had her hair cut like this, and then it was like, no, that's not good, and then like this, and then no, I don't think I like that, and then like this, and then like this. Yeah, horrified. What else can we use? Like apparently lemon. Lemon is a useful one. You can take like literal lemon slices and rub them under your pits, but it will only last like 2 hours. So unless you're carrying a lemon with you and a knife, and you're ready to take slices and find the privacy to quickly reapply. That's one solution. Also, apple cider vinegar or just straight vinegar, diluted, both of them ideally. That helps kill most of the harmful bacteria or odor-producing bacteria as well. But that's also like, make sure it's diluted enough and make sure you have access to other water so that you can, rinse the vinegar to not burn yourself with that. Being a human is rough. Being a human is rough, but there are ways to try and help mitigate, right? I feel like the biggest thing that I've kind of like noticed is that we smell good for other people, very much so. Our human bodies are very uniquely adapted to homeostasis, right? The equilibrium, the middle point. And the more stinky you get, your nose is actively a part of that triangle of experience, right? So this thing equalizes in your own world, so you don't smell yourself, which means that to the self it matters very little. I think at some point you probably will, right? At some point there's like a tipping point where you're like, oh wow, I stink. And I think maybe that's the signal that we then go and like wash ourselves. Like maybe before we had access to daily showers, we needed some sort of signal that eventually breaks through to let us know. All right, because it was probably an act of self. And then as we formed egos and as we integrated more deeply into the society and had access to tools, right? We know that most of us have access to water and deodorants and stuff like that. So it has become this baseline expectation, which I don't think is necessarily unreasonable, right? I think all of us probably have had some experience in our life where we are in close proximity with someone that might not smell the best. And it can be distressing, right? And again, if you look at it from a biological perspective, it is because your body has sensors, right? Depths of sensors that tells you things without you having to have anything to think about it, right? And a person that might smell a little bit bad could signal to your biology that there is lack of hygiene, or maybe they're sick, or right, something is going on. Distance yourself. And since we have to sit in waiting rooms or in classrooms or in the bus, for a period of time, we can't just do whatever we want. Overriding those biological signals takes a lot of mental strain. And it is this weird balance. I spend a lot of my time in nature, right? Mama Gaia has never complained about the way I smell, even though my mom sometimes would, right? Like I would sometimes go out in like the blazing heat, like 100+ Fahrenheit temperatures. And I would go and like hide under the trees that grew on the rocks, on a part of our property. And I would spend like my whole day there, and I would come back smelling like sweat. And my mom would tell me. And it was always something that like touched me, I was like, oh, all right, like, can't you just say hi to me first? And then there's the most recent like life lesson that I learned. And I usually would react in a little bit of a sharp way, right? I would say, like, almost like the defensiveness, right? I would try and defend my personhood instead of listening to the other person's ask, kind of thing. And during our vacation, right, one of the first vacations we went on in, I think, 6 years, 7 years, together as a family. No, 9 years, or 8 years. It was just before I left for China. That was the last time we were together as a family. After that, my brother was like very much in college and then started working. And Shantae and Vessel were living with my parents, and I was in China. And then, Vessel was out. Like, we were just completely scattered as a family after that point. And then we all came together, and we were again in close proximity and sitting in the car together and driving for, sometimes up to 8 hours a day. And like in a single ride, 8 hours a day. And I, at that point still, was kind of like standing I don't want to use deodorant because it's bad for me kind of perspective. And I was using this natural based, I think it had a little bit of like natural ammonia and like some sort of acidity, spray. My mom got it from me. I didn't know, like they didn't have an ingredient label on it, but I could smell there was something in there. So right? Try to use that product for the most part, but it didn't do what a deodorant does or an antiperspirant would. And we had this day out on in Grafrenet, the place is called, a guy's property named Johan, a really old guy. He was, I think, in his like late 70s, right? So, like, imagine big gray beard, long gray hair, right? And just so much kindness in his eyes. And he grew an entire cactus garden. I wonder if I can show you some photos, if I would be able to find it online. He grew an entire cactus garden from seed. From seed. There was nothing there. And from seed, he grew this Graaf Reinet cactus garden. Oh, it didn't even get that, like, a little bit, which I guess Reinet. I'm getting a little bit distracted. Obisa, that's what he called it. Obisa Cactus Nursery. I was in there. There's so many cactuses. Like, look at the people for scale. There's so many cactuses that some parts of the property you can't even walk anymore because the cactuses have taken over. Right, and that's his life work. He was a lawyer as well for his day job, and then a public lawyer, like what do you call them? Like a free lawyer. He would basically be there for the people that can't afford a lawyer, right? He was employed by the state, but that was his job. So he's seen some of the worst of human experience and still had so much love in his heart. Still had so much hope for our species, saw so much love in us, right? And like, I was having this whole experience with him about that. And then I try and have a conversation with my brother. And it was a hot day. It was one of those 100 Fahrenheit plus kind of days, right? And we were walking between this cactus garden. So cactuses don't give you that much shade. It was hot, like just unbearably hot almost. And I'm like in the middle of like a deep conversation with my brother. There was a lot of synchronicity shared in who Johan was at that point and who I saw myself becoming as an old man, kind of thing, right? And I was like sharing in that kind of perspective because I could see respect in my brother for this old man as well. And he could see that there was this projection in me that this is the kind of way I would end up being. This old man was also very open about his use and encouragement of our family to use psychedelics, right? Like, he was like very like, you should take some time with him, and it points at me, listen to him. He says to my family and my parents, right? And I think that's maybe why my brother was resistant to hearing me as well. Listen to him, take a day out. He recommended we do it next to the ocean, and I was like, I would love to have, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. And this was at the start of our trip as well, and I'm calming down. Suffering is wanting for things to be differently, right? Don't suffer. Don't suffer. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. But in that moment, right, after he basically projects that he does see me as a certain type of authority, right? Not the ultimate authority in our family, but a certain type of authority when it comes to that way of engaging with the world, right? And like, I am still the only one that has like real experience in my family with that kind of stuff. And right, that moment is shared, and then I'm having a conversation with my brother where because of my experience in that way, and I think maybe that's where my brother was trying to get at, my experience in that way has led me to certain conclusions, right? The conclusion of we are all God is a hard one to swallow. And it's not the same conclusion that Johann came to, right? He still sees us as like the small thing and God is the big thing, right? That we are not the same thing. And again, I wasn't gonna start a fight or a conversational scuffle with him about that minor difference in perspective, because it is a matter of perspective, right? That's the way I see it. I see the perspective of having a perspective at all as that which is a part of, right, the consciousness, the Godhead, if you want to use, psychedelic terminology. That Godhead is looking through every single one of us simultaneously. It is omnipresent in that way, right? That's where the omnipresence thing comes in for me at the very least. And it's because of that difference in opinion between me and Johan, right? Rudo called me out and was like, yeah, but Johan doesn't believe, that we're all God, he says to me. And I go and I basically try and explain to him that there is no separation. And I think the message that he believes and the message that I believe as well, it's just a difference in perspective, right? Like we're not in a different place. We're just looking from a different place. And in that way, looking from a different place begets you a literal different perspective, all right? And I was trying to share that, insight. And then he interrupts me and he tells me, have you used any deodorant today? And I'm like, what? Like, where does this come from? And he goes, you stink. And he goes, and I don't blame you. It's been a very hot day and we've been in the sun all day. But did you use deodorant? And I go, I've been using this natural spray. And he goes, it's not working. And I could feel myself like, wanting to rage. Like, fuck, can't you just listen to what I'm saying before telling me that I stink? And instead of like raging, I realized in that moment it was like the message that I needed to receive, right? It was almost like him testing me. He was like, oh yeah, we're all God. How about you stink, God? And how about you go and do something about it, because me as God can smell you. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. And I literally, without missing a beat, I go, I'll do something about that. Literally, boom. Didn't raise my voice, didn't escalate, how dare you, anything. Just like, I'll do something about that. And I instantly go to the car and I open the trailer and I get my bag and I find a speed stick or a Old Spice stick that my mom did give me, right? So it's not like I didn't have any. It's like I couldn't say that either. And then I do apply it. And I put some perfume on myself as well. And he thanked me. He literally thanked me. And he even acknowledged that he saw that exchange going one of two ways. And that he respected the way that I did handle that moment. I still think he was a little bit of a stinker for doing it that way. But I feel I got to be the teacher that I needed to be in that moment, right? I could teach him verbosely. Let me explain to you how we're all one, actually. And then he calls me out on that. We're like, uh-huh. And then I responded, I feel, in the best possible way I could have. And I think maybe that's the best thing we can really hope to do. And like that teaching, that moment was what completely shifted my perspective on using a deodorant, right? Even if it's chemical based, right? Even if it potentially is poisoning my body a little bit. I'm hitting other nodes. I'm sleeping and I'm eating and I'm exercising and I'm probably giving myself a couple of extra years in a bunch of other ways, even if this is going to take 1 or 2 from me. I'll give you 1 or 2 years. I'll give you. I will. I promise. Actually, I'll give you all of my lifetime, every single year of everything. Let me see. I think I've fallen behind a little bit. Thank you for listening to my long story. I appreciate your presence. Man, I'm like deep, far from the top. Oh my goodness, I'm getting there. Finally, I'm hitting something that I recognize from a salon. I'm gonna get a trim. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I go to a salon every 3 months for a trim, and it's about $70. You're onto something there. That's not too bad, actually. Yeah, maybe it's like some of the stuff that I've heard, where like in California they ask like $100 to $200 a haircut or something. Where I'm like, oh yeah, how about getting a color touch up? How for a 70 for a wash and trim? I mean, like that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So that's still a lot of money for where I'm from. That's like a quarter of minimum wage or whatever. But yeah, in Denver, I went to Paul Michael, where students work just for a trim, and it was $25. Nice, that's a steal. What's the cheapest haircut I've ever gotten? In South Africa, I go to the Pakistani guys, and they do it for like $3.50. That's the price they have on their boards, 50 rand, right? It's like $3.50. I got this haircut. Technically, the lines that I have cut in my hair right now, I've been doing it myself, keeping it short, even though the top is growing longer and longer. I got my haircut from that guy for $3.50. So that's the last haircut I got that I paid for. And I did technically go to Tony to like clean it up one time as well. And then his card machine didn't have NFC, so I couldn't pay with my card. And then he basically just gave me the haircut for free, right? I've come to him with the cash, and I was like, right. Tony is Kelsey's dad, who is Joe's best friend. Kelsey, that is. Hey, Oopie. Giving me a bread basket and cheese and strawberries and flowers and something to drink. That's nice. We're gonna go on a picnic. Would be cool to go on a picnic with Oopie, actually. That could be fun. I could see that being cool. It's every 3 months, so it's not bad for the service I get. Yeah, getting that little bit of pamper. Oh dear. Can you change it so that it's more normal? I'm counting. I am love, for real. Oh yeah, that does make a little bit more sense, Christy. Love is true. Driving slower is one of the most effective ways to save gas. Even if this is such an interesting bot. Whoa. Yay. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about all of the other bots that we've had and like earlier, the like proselytizing bots, where it's like, yeah, have you considered that you need to be saved? And now, since gas prices are like skyrocketing, the government literally has an incentive for people to spend less money probably buying gas. And they're like, put bots out there that are gonna go into people's live streams and just type, driving slower is one of the most effective ways to save gas, even with modern, more efficient vehicles. Dropping from 75 to 65 improves your fuel economy by 6 to 7 miles per gallon for many. Thank you. I don't know if you're a robot, but if you are a robot, you are doing good work. It's true. You know what will save fuel efficiency as well? Buying electric. But I know that's something that everybody can do right now. If you drive slower, your car uses less fuel. Every extra mile an hour as you go faster, you don't even save that much time even, right? You don't even save that much time. Going like much over like 60 miles an hour doesn't get you there that much faster. And it uses a lot more fuel efficiency because you're pushing against more and more air resistance, right? Every mile an hour is like has to push harder and harder to remain that same threshold of speed. Maybe I should slow down. Yeah. Last night I had a dream of a shaman guiding me subconsciously. I was asking her a question. She got annoyed. She says, don't think, just do. I think breathe, that's something you can do as well before you do the thing that you think you should, right? Just breathe a little bit. That's something to do. and then do. Okay, don't just do. Breathe and do. I had a dream that I already got my kids ready for school and then dropped them off, and then I woke up and they were still home. But that's cool. I don't know. That sounds kind of like a gotcha from your brain. It's like, yeah, you thought you had all of your responsibilities sorted. How about responsibilities too? Hey, bro, you able to be reasonable today? A little bit. I feel pretty reasonable. Do I seem reasonable to you? You haven't challenged my reasonability. And suddenly a creature came out. It's like, I'll show you unreasonable. Stop! Stop! Oh, we're being reasonable today. That's what I said. The beginning and the end of enlightenment is ignorance, and everything between is just a means of travel. Of course, she said, don't think. Solomon said pretty much the same thing. Like, dang, I've got to do this twice. What a ripoff! I love how Darren was also on the same line. Yeah. When is something not going on? You speaking about distancing yourself from people. Have I speak about that? I don't think so. I don't think you can distance yourself from people. I just think you have distance from other people. Right? Doesn't mean you're separate from them. It just means there's distance between you and them. Right? The same way there's distance between a proton and its electron. Right? There's mostly distance, in fact. And yet they're the same thing. Right? An atom. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's up, man? Long time no see. How are you doing? How is America treating you? Shani, America has been beautiful. Unironically. Like, I love it. Like, a lot. So much. It is gorgeous. I'm seeing more trees per minute here in America. I've probably seen more trees per minute since I've been here than I've seen trees per day back in South Africa. All right, think about that. Legitimately, I'm serious. Like, I'm actually serious. And I don't really, when I'm talking about trees, I'm talking about stuff that is extending above my head. All right, that to me is a tree. Something that's kind of like eye level / head level, that's a shrub to me. Right, I'm seeing trees. Oh my, freaking trees galore. Trees to the extreme. Trees on trees on trees. Looking out this window, I'm literally seeing 100,000 trees behind me. And I love it. It makes me so happy. Like, it literally just forces goodness into my brain. We're like, yes. I know not all of America is like that. Some of America is probably barren as well. But I do like rocks as well. And there's rocks under the trees. Oh my goodness. And then sometimes creeks cutting through the trees, exposing the rocks. And I'm like, love it. All of this, I love. So yeah, in that way, that's been my American experience. I'm very much obsessed with Mama Gaia first and foremost, right? Seeing her many faces is a great blessing. And then the people here have been infinitely kind, right? I've made friends with our neighbors. They love me too. I'm projecting, of course, but I love them as well. You know, I know our immediate neighbor, we connect, we've had conversations. Our other immediate neighbor as well. The neighbors that are outside of their houses, right? If I can see you, I'm gonna talk to you. Better be careful. Like, if I can see you for a long time, odds go up. The longer I see you for, the more odds that I'm gonna say something to you. So I've said some things, and it's been nice, right? I've been connecting with them. I love my new family. Joe's parents and brother and sister and the little nephews have been nothing but blessings, right? Like, me and Silas are homies. Silas is like so much like me as a kid. Like, I see a lot of myself in that like kid version of Silas. And now it's kind of like he knows what he's doing as well. He looks at me, right? And there was a moment where they asked any birthdays, and they're like, yeah, it's your birthday almost, right? Even though it's 2 weeks from now, I'm like, yeah, I guess it's gonna be my birthday soon. And then Silas goes, how old are you? And I go, how old do I look? No. He goes, how old are you? And I go, I'm turning 28 soon. And he goes, I thought you were in your 50s. And I go, well, you just became my second favorite nephew. You became my second favorite nephew, little asshole. They probably ate something bad, Jeeves. I had a dream that I kept sitting down on the porcelain throne, feeling super relieved I made it in time, and then abruptly becoming lucid and panicking, like, I'm laying in bed, get up and pee. Take chlorophyll for internal deodorant. Hey Google, can you take chlorophyll as an internal deodorant? Yes. Chlorophyllin is often used to neutralize body and breath odors. It works by binding to odor-causing compounds in the digestive tract rather than masking them topically. Yay! I didn't know that chlorophyllin is a thing. Dosage. Common adult range from 100 to 300 milligrams daily, usually divided into 3 doses. It can cause a mild GI upset or turn your stool and urine green. Or you need chlorophyll. And then to consult a professional. Speaking of a doctor first, as it does increase your skin sensitivity to sunlight. You suddenly become like a photosynthesizer. What? That's so weird. Whoa. Today I learned you can take chlorophyllin. Man, human beings are weird, aren't we? Yes, I'm gonna put compounds in my body, and then our bodies are like, consequences. Nice. Wow. I'm like, that's really interesting, Joe. That happened to me all the time. I think that was yesterday's dream. Last night, the dream was that I was from a vacation home and it was flooded to the doorstep and the house was haunted. Wants to leave, but it's flooded outside, which is like double whammy. I keep an old COVID mask out and spritz it with body spray when I have to do smelly things. You may want to keep up in the plastic baggie of your purse. Life hacks. Well, I would like to think we are not so picky, more interested in the quality of things overall. It's fine if I get a hangnail. Everyone here is using the same deodorant. What's up? Maybe. It could be. Hey, Toasty. It's nice having you here, too. I'm gonna pick up your dogs. I wear a mask. Speaking of masking, pro bono. So much love in chat. That one time, my nephew, no, I put a scarf on my face and sprayed perfume on it. My mother was dying. I get it. My friend Dave came over and said, why the fuck do you have a mask on? I said, I gotta go pick up dog poo. I have this visceral experience as well, where it's like I am so painfully aware of the fact that my body is like mucous membrane fusing the smells I smell into my body to experience it as information, that I hold my breath when I do dog poop stuff, where I'm like, Christy, we are the same person. I need to go to the beach again this weekend. You get to? It's close enough. You should. Last week, my daughter pooped. Jeez. I'm gonna continue deeper in until I don't see anything. I believe God sees through all of us. You too. Me as well. Melt is the only authority in his family. Yep. That's what I said. Is this way of engaging with the real experience. In this way of engaging with the real experience. I don't know if that's true, right? I think all experience is real. But when it comes to the psychedelic experience, right? I don't know what makes you an authority, but I think experience helps, right? If I'm going to listen to someone on anything, I'm probably going to listen to the person who has had a couple of moments with it, right? Oh, right. Can you teach me how to drive this car? It's like, I've never driven a car in my life versus, yeah, I've driven this car thousands of miles, right? This is where this thing is. This is where this thing is. This is how this thing kind of goes sometimes. This is how you do that. This is how you do this. All right. That's a rough example. But in that way, I do feel like I've had moments with my dad, right, where having that experience with him opened up so much more of our persons, right? I see my dad as an authority on way more things, right? If it has to come to welding something or, fixing a vehicle or, all right, building a gold mine, he is number one authority, right? I won't even try. Like, I've had moments with him where I'm like enamored just to listen to the stuff that he knows how to do, right? However, because he's so smart and can do so many things, it's hard for him to admit that there are some things that he doesn't have as much experience in, right? And that's kind of the path that I've tried to walk. I've been cold to it, right? These things do kind of find you of an experience. None of my siblings felt any need, even with my want to be a guide in that way too. I think maybe one day they will, but that's still for me to grow towards actually becoming, available enough. Maybe that's the thing that I need to get really good at. It's becoming more of an authority, learn more. Remember, always smile and smell good. I carry my perfume in my bag. Hell no, my vintage Chanel number 5 stays at home where it's safe. I really want that a little bit, actually. I do want like mini perfumes though. God testing himself and herself, lol. Hey God, you stink. Sincerely, God. I'm happy that you friends laughed at that one. I had the same one. My girls broke it. Oof. Called Omnipresence by MeltMore. I see you seeing the perspective, calling it Godhead. It looks through all. MeltMore says he shares a story where you are not blamed. No, I don't think so. I think none of us are blamed in that way. I think all of us are just experiencing, right? There is no blame. Everything's perfect, including the moments that you suffer and wanting for them to be different. I carry the small travel size one in my bag. There you go. If someone is stinky, that just keeps arising in your mind how stinky they are. It's true. I think so too. My favorite scent of all time is still Fancy by Jessica Simpson, of all things. I don't know any of these scents, unfortunately. I wish I had more experience, access. And Indians have cherished telling how the one trading in perfumes gets all goods of good karma from his work. That's cute. I carry the travel size one bag just to smell nice in my picnic basket. That's cute. That's interesting. That's interesting too. Read Tooth. I've been playing with a storyline involving a perfumist and magic. Honestly, I thought it was shit, but now I'm rethinking that assessment. That could be cool. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Have a spin-off scent brand of your own one day even, Sam. How about that? All right. Would you like to smell some of these smells that I have talked about in my book? And then you spend time with an actual perfumist until you get the smell that you imagine. All right, boom. Boom, something to look forward to. Bro, you can't even spell it right. Pay more attention in school. Lamal. Gonna troll and can't even spell correctly. People are like, yeah, fucking stress. I was taught the nose is closely connected with memory. People encode details and functions well. Yep. Can I shout out Sadhguru channel 360 starts today. I think Sadhguru is like doing well, but sure, you can shout out Sadhguru to the 11 friends in this space, right? Goes and check Sadhguru's channel. Has million people watching right now. Like, good old Sadhguru. You would love Denver or Boulder, this creek. The creek there were amazing. I would love that. Yeah, from the savannah to the prairies of South Africa. You're from the savannah, the prairies of Africa. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that the place that I came from wasn't beautiful. I just love how beautiful the earth is, right? And I don't feel like I have lost any depth, right? the way my eyes are working is different because I literally cannot look as far as I'm used to looking normally. But that's like not a bad thing, I don't think. It's training my perception. Oop, I forgot you were going to the river. I was summoned. That's how life be. Take me with you, Darren. You can get liquid or pill chlorophyll. It also clears out heavy metals from your body. Bro, I wear a mask and have gloves on, Lamal. Use a subtle for your dog poopies. Don't use your bare hands. Yeah, no, I never use my bare hands. I at least have like layers of paper towel. Dad had kids, but he is the authority. Sam, I'll post a pic in Discord for this purpose. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Moon, your son, when he isn't paying attention. The plant is your doctor. You from Georgia, my brother. No, I'm from South Africa. Are you talking about my peppers? Rohit Singh. I've got them hot ones. That sounds... I would like some of your peppers. I don't know if you make salsas. Moon, who... You don't know what makes you an authority when it comes to the psychedelic experience, but you know you're the authority. No, it's not what I said. The perspective that I shared is in talking to a man that I would consider the actual authority, all right? A 75-year-old man, 76-year-old man who has had these psychedelic experiences his whole life, right? Has been doing yoga his whole life. He had excerpts from the Bhagavad Gita all over his little like cactus garden, right? He does yoga in his cactus garden. And he, after we connected on the fact that the psychedelic experience helps bring families together, told my family to listen to me, right? Listen to him and what he's telling you about how we can come together as a family in these experiences, right? That's where I was talking about from the place of authority. Like, I don't consider myself an authority in the ultimate sense, right? There's literal doctors. There's people who have studied these things for like decades right now, right? Clinical psychologists. They would be higher authorities. But in my immediate family environment, the only person that they have close to an authority in that kind of world is me because of my direct experience, right? It's a perspective. It was something that made me feel very seen in that moment, right? And I felt like I had value to bring to my family that they wouldn't be able to find necessarily otherwise or otherwhere, right? Because of the environment we're in, right? Like, I'm probably the only person in the entire little town that have gone kind of like there the way I have as well. So it is just a matter of like who we are as people and where we find ourselves, and how, like, today's stream topic is about becoming who you are. Right? That's the whole conversation we were having, right? Like, how do you end up becoming who you are? Like, and I think it is this matter of trajectory, right? And something small can send you down a line of existence that at the end of that line, you have the authority, right, to be a presence in people's life that they need, right? All of us need certain authorities, right? Like, if I'm gonna have my hair cut, I would like someone that cuts my hair from a place of authority, right? I've cut thousands of hair. More thousands plus. Right? In that way, I think it's the same thing for pretty much every experience. You want a doctor that has done thousands of successful surgeries. You want a mechanic that has fixed hundreds of your exact car model. He knows your car model in and out, right? That's the kind of authority. And it's not the ultimate authority, right? Because every single one of us plays different roles in everyone's lives. We play different roles in each other's lives at different stages of one another's lives, even as well. I was just sharing from that immediate perspective, all right? It's a small little cosm of the wholeness of what we are experiencing. Hoops. Let's bring it back. Dry Historian? Oh my goodness. Dry Historian is here. Release the UFO files. Let me quickly. There we go. Everybody now has access to the UFO files. Versus feeling it all. Let me show you its features. Hey Melt, long time no see. Try. How long has it been? 2 years? It's been more than 2 years. I think maybe you were back in the last 2 years like once, right? How have you been? How's life treating you? Dude, I make salsa. Now I grow these tomatoes and peppers in there to be kept separate. Even be smoking it sometimes. Mel's dad wants to try those peppers. He says Americans don't have no hot food. Nice. Savage. My dad is boastful. He does like spicy stuff, but I don't think he's had like an actual ghost pepper. You know, just like straight ghost pepper to the face kind of thing. We usually do sauces. We do some sauce. Some sauce on the sideline. I think I'm almost done with today's stream. There we go, Dry said, I've been trying to get back. And then anytime I check your streams are already over. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. I've been good though. I'm happy that you made it to days. What time zone are you in? Maybe you can tell us that. We still do them around the same time every day. It really has been fun. It's nice to have you here again. How are you doing? You say you've been good though. Like, you want to tell us how you've become? That's today's stream topic. Today's stream topic is about how we are becoming who we are. Do you feel the last couple of years have helped you become who you are? Have limited who you are? Do you look forward to becoming more? I feel like I've gained a little bit of insight into who it is I want to be, right? About the ways in which I want to become more sophisticated in my articulation, more certain about my authority. All right. Authority is maybe a triggering word to some. Maybe that's where Hoop's coming from. You get triggered by the word authority. Hey Google, define authority. Authority is the legitimate power or right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. That is a pretty triggering word. Pretty triggering. It usually stems from a formal position, expertise, or legal mandate. Right? So, if we're going to break it down in the psychedelic experience, the orders that I would give is that before we start our experience, we take a few breaths and we set an intention. Right? That would be my order as that authority. And then after we've taken a few breaths and set an intention, we start by placing little rocks. Right? That's the decision that I make. I make the decision that before we administer our medicine, we will place a few rocks consciously. We'll collectively build a pattern that we can look back and appreciate. And my enforcing of obedience would be as simple as, if you don't want to participate, you're free not to. You're free not to as well, right? But this is the way that it's going to be done. And it is what I do. It's what I do for new friends in that experience as well, every time, right? Is I like having this crystal grid, this stack of rocks, right, that was set there with the intention of creating something stable, so that when we go through our transformative experience, we can come back and see what remains unchanged, right? How much we became from that state, right? I almost like to think of it like this little snapshot of like almost like literally crystallizing that instance in reality, and having that crystallized instance kind of like stuck there in time. And then as you move around it, it's like a little fire, right? Like a little sculpture in the middle of your home. It stays there and stays beautiful. And like that's the kind of stuff that I do as an authority in those ways, right? It is a matter of respect for me. And if you have never had any experience with these compounds, you don't know what to expect. Never mind how to respect, right? Because you literally don't have the word. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know why we take a moment to stack a bunch of rocks. Give yourself a very simple task, all right? Only thing you need to do is put a rock down. Only thing you need to do is breathe. Only thing you need to do is realize that you're setting an intention and you're moving forward with that, right? And it grounds you. It makes your experience a bit more tangible, right? It shows you that you have influence in this world and that influence can continue to be felt. And whether it is cognitively registered in the front of your mind or just in the background in your subconscious mind, it still has an effect on the whole of experience. You know what I mean, Yash? You know what I mean? Yash knows. Yash is like, I didn't hear most of what you said. You still know what I mean, Yash. I think you do. Clearly, that's why you're here. Love is true. It's nice having you here, friend. Authority is just a use of confidence, really. Yeah, exactly. And having confidence comes with experience, right? When I get on a motorcycle for the first time, my confidence is at an all-time low. And then when I have ridden that motorcycle for thousands of miles and I know how the weight distribution works and how I can use my brakes to slide out or slide into corners, right? Suddenly now the confidence increases. But the only way for me to reach that confidence is to have the experience. I'm from India. You say so every time, Luna. Hi, bro. It's nice to meet you. Subscribe to your channel. For this long time chatting, complete my busy time, I am free. I'm honored that you choose to spend some of your free time here with me. Luna, thank you for being here with us. Sending love to India. Always bless our Indian friends. I'm more healthy. Ooh, I think I'm missing some good stuff here. Dry Historian is telling us that he's doing good, I think. There it is. Been good. I'm more healthy and I got into grad school. I definitely call that becoming. So proud of you, friend. That's awesome. I hope that you continue to grow and to experience and to find reasons to have more hope, to become even more. I look forward to this process with you. Surrendering my life to Christ has changed me more into the image of Christ, and I look forward to changing more. I appreciate you sharing that sentiment, friend. Today's stream topic is about who it is we are becoming, right? And you definitely can become in that way too. If you are truly living the ideals of Christ consciousness, I think that's a net good. I don't know if Christ consciousness would tell people about that, no, right? I don't think Jesus was telling people about how he's Jesus. That's just my perspective. Right? I think just he was. He spent his life studying and learning and growing into the person he was so that he can be an authority, a teacher, right, to his community, to his disciples, and to now a large part of humanity in hindsight too. You have a voice, but until you do something like using it, you'll never trajectory different. I deleted. I hear ya. Authority is just use of confidence. True. Only one true authority. Repent and follow Jesus. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? You have never asked anybody for advice or help, Otto? Not a single person. You go straight to prayer, right? You go straight to prayer. It's like, oh, I wonder how many milligrams of magnesium I need to take today? All right. What is the amount of magnesium my body needs, I wonder? All right. Let me pray. Because there's only one authority. No, dude. No. Right? Like, I feel you. Feel you. Warned us to coming to punishment, and he said the only way to heaven was through him. So you're doing it because you're scared of punishment? You're scared of punishment, right? Is that your directive? And to get to heaven? I don't know if he'd be super stoked about that. All right, think about it. If you told Jesus, right, oh, I'm following you because if I don't, I'm scared I'll get punished, and because you told me the only way to get to heaven is through you, right? You think he's gonna be like, yep, I did my job. Good thing I came to earth, to teach people about loving thy neighbor, all right, and how you should take the log out of your own eye before you try and take the splinter out of your brother's. All right. I think Jesus is a cool guy. That's what I think, right? I think he'd probably be a part of this space, sharing beautiful insights if he was here. I doubt highly that he'd be like, hey, everybody, stop what you're doing. The only way to heaven is through me. So all of this that you're doing, stop that and look at me. I don't think that's not the Jesus that I imagine in my mind's vibe, personally. You can imagine for yourself what you want, but remember that it's your imagination that you're experiencing ultimately as well. All right. And there is no Jesus without you. Think about it. All right. If you didn't exist, you also wouldn't know of the existence of Jesus, would you? No. Yeah. Recognize your power. Recognize. Don't grandiose. Don't overinflate. Just recognize. Just see where you are and who you are. You said your siblings. Yeah, I saw you say that twice. This is me not entertaining you either. Historian, how's it going, friend? Damn, dude, it's nice to see you again. Do I make salsa? Now I grow these tomatoes. I think I've read that one as well. Confidence used, been summoned. Imagine trying to convince people to be like you by being an ass. Try again, Otto. Yeah. It's not an effective strategy, unfortunately. No disrespect to Zoe regarding what I said about parrot dog. No, it's true. I feel you. This is not a world where the word has not been spread. Everyone's heard about Jesus by now. You're just harassing folks. Jesus can see you and he isn't amused. Agreed. Right? I feel like Jesus would be like, what's he doing? Why is he doing that? I don't think he got the message. Maybe address the plank in your eye. Oh, did you say the same thing? I think me and Sam said the same thing. That is pretty cool, Sam. Same, but different. I think I said log, right? Instead of plank. Real people have wants, and their feelings help them get fulfilled. I'm just wondering if you know what a cop-out is. You have confidence in future robots attending to you. I have confidence in the fact that I am as close to robotics as any robot will be. And my robot has been tending to me. I have great confidence in this, in fact. Right? So much confidence that I literally will continue to exist. Literally. Right? That's the level of confidence I have. My body's prediction system seems to be working as intended. I eat food, I drink coffee, I sleep, I exercise, and then I give this machine, this biological robot, right, everything it needs to continue my existence. And if we keep applying that level of logic, that scrutiny to perfection, that giving the system everything it needs to be at its optimal performance, then I have high confidence we'll get to a point where external robots will help us take care of our needs as well. My confidence is mine to cultivate, right? I don't look forward to a life where human beings are expected to toil indefinitely. It's not my idea of the future I want for our species, right? Me personally. Doesn't mean that you can't keep painting your house if you want to. Doesn't mean you can't make your own vegetable garden, all right? Just means that you have options. And I think having options is pretty neat. If this, then that, what's your judgment talking? That's your judgment talking. Tooth will be able to be programmed for kindness. I try to be nice about Sam. Genuine question. As human species, who is it we are becoming? I think that's a good question to ask yourself every single day. And I also believe that asking the question of who we are becoming as a species is answered by you, right? The way in which you are spending your time is a kind of becoming. We talked about experience today a lot, and about how experience, I believe, is what should be the true authority applicator, right? We shouldn't give authority just for the sake of, right? Oh, this person is his dad was rich, so now he's the authority of this entire company. No, how about this person has spent the last 40 years building the product we sell, right? And he's the authority because he knows exactly what it is we're building, kind of thing. All right, so that's been the who it is we're becoming. I feel like we're giving authority to the wrong people. We have been giving authority to the wrong people. And we need to realize that authority should be earned. Right? And each and every single one of us need to earn that authority in ourselves. My age is 27. I'm 27 for a little bit longer as well, technically. Bless you, friend. Fun fact, when the Ten Commandments said, "You shall not take my name in vain," it was talking about assholes who use his name to justify their acts of violence and hatred. This is one of those things. Melt, can we add it to the stream? Rules officially, thou shalt not proselytize. Proselytize means to attempt to convert someone from one's belief, religion, or opinion to another. It often involves earnest and persistent advocacy for a specific cause or faith. True. Yeah, I think these people do want us to be in their religion. Jesus didn't want us to be led by fear. He led by example. He didn't run around boasting his own ego. Yep. I like that. Exactly, Shao. I try to take a very firm stance about this because Jesus is my dude and you guys are my people and I want y'all to get along. Assholes like this get in the way of that. I'm becoming the trope. Get off my lawn. I'm remembering, I'm experiencing my ultimate imagination. It is not doing a thing for me. I am Eric at the confluence. I do like that. That's beautiful, Hoopy. I agree with you in this matter, right? I don't think you're wrong. I think all of it is ultimate imagination. All of it. Including the parts we don't like, right? Maybe we were so imaginative that we could even imagine something we don't want to imagine. Boom. Infinite creativity. Tooth, is it time for a cup of tea or coffee? Weak teeth of the win. I mean, it should say something that we're trying to humanize the robots. Yeah, of course. Of course we're going to try and do that. Humans are, number one, according to ourselves. If we keep applying the level of logic, we eat things called food. Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of fighting entropy, actually, is the logic I'm talking about. You eat food to fight entropy. Otherwise, you fall apart and die. All right? The eating food part is just the means to the end. That is fighting entropy. What? What? Stop touching me, yo. Why are you touching me? Give him a head scratch. Is that what you want? You want head scratch him? It's like, yeah, this is what I wanted. I want to make snorty sounds close to you. Heady scratchy. Head scratchamas. Hey Melt, check out the thing I just posted and create a space in the Discord. Stop touching me. I don't know how he manages to have his information station. Creative space. Oh, there it is. Tim Drew, Meltmore. Oh my goodness. What the hell? Did he just do this? That looks like me with long hair though. Or did you commission him? That is wild looking. Me in my praying mantis form, wearing a mushroom hat and my scarves. Did you have him commission that? That is wild, Joe. Tim Drew Meltmore. Zoe, be a good girl. You want to go bye-bye? Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl, Zoe? Whoa. That was a trip. That person that you saw on my Instagram for a split second, her name is Zoe. I'm like tripping out about being a praying mantis. How did that happen? I'm gonna have to ask Joe what I just saw. Hello. Hello, Zoe. You want out? Come on. Hey, Zoe. Hello, hello, Zoe, Zoe. Hello, Zoe, Zoe. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 Zoe. Hello, 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 Zoe. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 Zoe. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, Zoe. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, Zoe. Oh, hello, ho, ho. You want to step up here? You want to step up? Step up here? Step up. Come on. Step up. You're being silly? You want to go there? How about here instead? Oh, you want to go over there? How about here instead? What am I doing? What am I doing? Am I pissing you off a bit? Hello. There you go. That's cute. Come on. No? You want a cookie? That what you want? You want to go bye-bye and get a cookie? It's cold outside right now, so I can't put you on your perch outside. You want a cookie? You give me a kiss. I'm gonna give you a cookie, okay? Cookie, 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 cookie. Here, cookie. Yeah. Should we go get you one? You want a cookie? All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll get you a cookie. All right. You only one. Good thing you've been eating your vegetables. Well behaved. Did you pee on the floor, Noodle? Is that what I'm seeing? Bruh. Bruh. Why did I take you out this morning? 73 is not cold. It's 60. It's 65 inside right now. It's 60. It's 65. He's like 65. It's not even cold. I do have a cookie for you. I do have a cookie. You want to say hello? Wow. And then you want to spin? Do a spin, spin, spin. You can do a spin. I trust. Yeah, you can do a spin. Do a spin. Maybe I can hold you like this. Do a spin. Do a spin, Zoe. Do a spin. Spin, spin, spin. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And then do a high five. High five. Wow. Give me a kiss. Okay. Now we can go and eat your cookie. You can eat your cookie. Good girl. That's a good girl, Zoe. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Okay, all right. Some burp kisses. It is cute. Took me a long time to be comfortable enough with getting the beak that close to my face. We got Brianna here too. Hey friend, I'm gonna go to the bathroom quickly. For 1 second, I'm gonna go to your room. Give me a second. Boom. Back on again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Noodle out quickly. Because he's doing this thing where he's like running me towards the door. Are you trying to communicate with me, Noodle? You trying to go outside? Is that what you're trying to say? Be right back again, dear friends. I'm sorry for my distractedness. Oh my goodness, Joe is here. You're early? Yeah. I was just gonna take Noodle out quickly, but would you be willing to? Yeah, I would be happy to. Take your coffee flask and water bottle. See you inside soon again. Love you, my dear. Be a good girl, Zoe. Okay. Back again. I'm really curious. I want to go ask Joe about that mantis and some wild stuff. Joebot's here with me. Suddenly. Do you know, Dry? Do you know, Dry Historian, that I'm married and living in the States now? I wonder. So he is very quiet today. He's been a happy bird. Yeah, Joe was saying the same thing. You're wonderful parents at the birth. Love is true. She is just at least trying before continuing on. Not force anybody. You continue your way, but trust you would be a better human being meeting the man on a personal level, not religiously. They're testing the fire sirens or the sirens from outside.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's been looking for you. He was like, your car is out there.
I know she's here. I know it. I just know she's
Zoe, use your words. Like Sam says, the Connor was never that sweet to us. He just moved in and assumed authority over the cat and the dog. Active listening, it helps, Jobot. Yes, I know, lol, cool. All of the peeps have informed me that ARPA news got around. That's cute. Sweet. So what I'm learning is that becoming has nothing on... What I'm learning is that becoming has nothing on God omnipresence. interesting way to interpret the information you have downloaded today. I don't think it's necessarily a bad interpretation. I think it makes sense in some level as well. But each of us do our own, right? So Schrodinger's free will tooth. You both have it and you don't. Don't try to understand it any further than that. You'll get a headache. Oh, an Apalas. You want to help me pull a card? You want to sit here? This one? Hey! No. I see it from here.
Is it on the floor?
No, it's... No, I don't know. My arm is too
If
thick.
you reach your arm down there, you're gonna get pricked by a cactus.
It's behind the cactus. Maybe we can push this thing just back a little bitties. There we go.
Oh.
Boop. Hey! I still finished myself anyway. I'm
I
like,
can hear the sirens.
I definitely think they can. Every Friday, right? It is Friday. You wanna sit here with me, my darling? Sweet. Boop.
What's up, friends? Hey, Sam.
Suddenly, you're back home. Like you were here at the start of the stream as well, weren't you? Technically. Definitely has been a long one.
Man, yeah, I think so.
Full circle. Do you want to tell me to stop when I flare the cards?
I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna. Go towards the one that I hear. Very early on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
This is the last card I
This
pulled
is the one that
yesterday.
you pulled yesterday, yeah, except upside down.
Yeah. That is trippy.
Did you read the reverse meaning?
I didn't.
Mermaid hearts.
She pulled mermaid hearts again.
What was her mermaid hearts about? Friendship, laughter, and play.
Yeah. I did read the upside down meaning yesterday. I think I pulled upside down yesterday as well.
Oh, really?
It's been too long since you've had a really good laugh. Call a friend, rent a funny movie, or go to a comedy club.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I've never been to a comedy club. Maybe we'll
We should go to a comedy club.
find some time too. It could be fun. You think I'd laugh at a comedy club? You think they'd get me?
I'd worry about you heckling. I don't think you'd heckle.
I'd be a heckler. Boo! Get better material!
You're like, take your shirt off.
Take your shirt off! Yep. That's the kind of stuff that I do all the time, you know. Her being my wife and knowing me.
Laugh loud. Comedians love when you laugh loud. But don't make the show about you.
Yeah, no, I won't do that.
There's so many people that want to make the comedy show about themselves.
Ah.
Like, that's how you make a bad comedy show.
Like they wanna-
everybody paid to be there.
They want to be crowd worked kind of
They
thing.
want to be crowd worked. There's a lot of people that like want to be crowd worked and
Yeah.
made it about them. It's like that comedian has a set. Like they've prepared this set. They're going through, you know.
I don't consider myself funny enough to want to be crowd work kind of thing. Like I've heard funny crowd work, but I don't know if I have like it's. I would cringe. I would instantly be like, no, I was here to laugh. Please don't laugh at me. Are you pulling card?
Yeah, tell me when.
Just sit in front row, and then they want you to heckle if you're in the front row. Need probably pay extra for front row tickets though. Now it's time to scamp on Jovan because she's pretty. She's pretty skin and is cute.
What?
What? You're being
I missed
complimented.
it. He told me when. Hoopy.
When?
On right on top.
There you go.
I pulled it out of frame, so I feel like I cheated. It's this one. This is when you said when.
Look at that goodness.
Ooh, is that the I don't
Merkaba.
know, the tetrahedron.
But that is the Merkaba.
The star tetrahedron.
As a three-dimensional shape, that is the star tetrahedron. But the Merkaba is two equal-sided triangles
Inside.
inside each other. So that is a Merkaba.
Merkaba, but with extra steps, extra points.
Merkaba, but made into rarity. That's
Number 12.
number 12. There it is. You see. Vehicle. Merkaba. This important three-dimensional shape in sacred geometry results from the interpenetration of two tetrahedrons. One upward-facing, masculine. One downward-facing, feminine. Because together they form a beautiful configuration called the star tetrahedron, or Merkaba. The Merkaba is believed to be an instrument of expanded awareness, a time-space vehicle for multidimensional travel, and a path towards ascension. We did talk about who are you becoming. You're becoming a Merkaba. You're becoming an upward-facing and downward-facing triangle.
Sup, Yash.
Interpenetrated. Hey, Yash. Hi again. Just in the front row. All right. Choosing this card connects you with aspects of your being that stretch beyond everyday life and promise to support your understanding of evolving consciousness and universal wisdom. You may want to employ this image to help balance your male and female aspects. We talked about
We did. Dressing up.
the dressing up, the Sam and Christy talking about them being feminine in body but masculine in expression a bit. You may want to employ this image to help balance your male and female aspects. You might decide to construct your own tetrahedron and embellish it with personal symbols. You may wish to learn one of the breathing meditations that are widely available to help you experience the Merkaba as an interdimensional vehicle. Any way you decide to apply this energy, regard it as a powerful model for the manifestation of dynamic balance and the evolution of your vision.
It has no reverse
This
meaning.
card has no reversed
It's the same
aspect.
thing. Sort of upside down.
Yep,
That's
yep.
why I'm thinking it.
It is, 100%. The Merkaba is a vehicle. It's a 3D Star of David. Yeah. Yeah. Point is me and my brothers, through guns in hand forever, feel low-key shame, knowing they ain't living, and all due to that relationship with Jesus we had as kids. Trust I too am familiar with Gnosis. I hope that you are, dear friend. You should know thyself. Know that you are being controlled in large part, right? That the systems of information we highly regard as the ultimate truth are co-opted long before you got here. Let's see.
Remind me of Gnosis.
Gnosis. Gnosis is a time, pretty much, where people became disillusioned to the biblical teachings, and they felt they had to understand the teachings that they were trying to teach from an internal place, right, instead of getting it from the biblical place. And through that process, those wise men came to the conclusion that the God in the Bible is actually the literal devil.
Oh my.
That's like, if you look at the way it behaves, right, if from a place of gnosis, that's closer to what the devil is than, what we think of as a little, horned entity. Like, I am paraphrasing my own understanding of that time of history, of course, but it was about the whole knowing thyself kind of thing, right? Realizing the same people that went into gnosis also are the same people with the Hermetic wisdom, right? The as above, so below, the all is mind, the lack of separation kind of thing. Yeah. The demiurge. There you go, Prairie Wolf. That's what they called it. They called the God in the Bible the demiurge. All right, so not exactly the devil, but might as well be. Do you want to ask the machine to give you some more perspective?
No.
Let's pull a card for now. Love is
some-
true. Yeah. Alchemy, rainbow bodies, quantum entanglement, music, dimensions, and all yet Jesus is something indestructible.
Indescribable.
Undescribable. It's been pretty described, I think.
An attempt was made to
An
describe.
attempt was made.
There's many interpretations.
More and more.
Is anything fully describable?
Not in that way.
That's
No.
the pursuit.
Well, like, there's a lot of like telling us to believe, right? and the indescribable kind of thing. And like I feel like we already are. More and more, I'm coming to understand that we know as the devil is just another symptom of separation logic illusionment. Demonizing him ignores the reality that what happened had to happen. That's what I've actually said to my parents as well, where I'm like, didn't God create the devil as well then, and knew the devil would do devilish things, but created them anyway because of his like omnipresence and omnipotence, right? And it's like, sounds a little bit like a fallacy.
I always get that card too.
Mirror.
What?
Nothing. Just thought the apple smelled strange. Consciousness bliss is ever present and ever new music. I like that too. Oh, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Seems like a call out. Feels like that is the card I actually wanted to pull. Who or what is triggering you? Like I think I can feel into this card myself. It is a pretty card. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. View. And when you view those events as a whole being, as someone who is no longer subject to the illusion of separation, we view verses like they were created male and female, totally different. Wasn't the devil Lucifer a fallen angel, so created by God? Literally. But I believe it's like it goes down to like the circumstances where for Lucifer's whole existence was created by God as well, kind of thing. So again, there is no separation. Dance with life. There it is. I don't think I've pulled this card in a long time, right?
I don't know. I mean, you don't pull from this deck often, so.
Also true. Dance with life. Life is always another synchronous card with the start of like, I don't like change. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency, and vibration is to put on some music. Wow. And dance along with it. The friend's talking about music. Like, literally.
Was this while I was driving
No,
home?
here it is. Here it is. You're going to see.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Consciousness bliss. It's ever present and ever new music. Put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance, unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway, and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, and we've been putting on some music a lot as of late. Dance unrestrained and fall into the frequency of life.
Never made it as a wise man.
In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected with this systemic beat. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift the energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's time to shift things up and to find a way to dance along with the beat of life. Do something to change your energy.
What's that old saying? And it's definitely not solid, but it says, if you do what you always done, you'll get what you always got.
Yeah.
No.
Can I eat your apple, please? Please, can I have your apple? You had a carrot as well, dude, after going outside.
Yeah, he got a piece of apple.
Got a piece of apple too, even.
Oh.
He ate my pieces of tomato yesterday as well. I was like, I'm wondering if he would eat it. He likes some vegetables.
You can dance if you want to.
Assign blame for perceived wrongs done to you. I think I should read the comment that came before. Yeah. Yes, he was, and from the moment God flipped the lights on, he knew what was gonna happen. Acting like anybody wasn't behaving according to the larger plan is just wanting to assign blame for a perceived wrong done to you. I like how the dress on that card looks like a butterfly. Thank you, friend. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues away. You can dance if you want to. I feel our friends are here with us, and it's nice to. I feel like I'm mindful of the fact that you have lunch for only so long, and I want to cook us something.
Good thing we cooked.
We did cook. We got some pre-preps. We got that here too. Oh, mother, nature, show us your beauty. Or mother, nature, remind us of our essence. Thank you, Tat, for ending today's stream with those beautiful words. Damn. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining us for a moment. What a long stream we did. I'll see you friends again real soon. Goodbye, everybody. Now I'm good. All right. Now I'm good. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Love is true. Bless you, friends, too. Choo. Goodbye, everybody.